Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mondays with me, Dr. Crystal. This is my first YouTube video in our new house. Yay! Sorry if it's a bit echoey. As you can see, it's kind of empty in here right now. We didn't bring our furniture yet, and there's Rossi's butt. Sorry. Anyways, and I'm sitting on the floor, so yeah, enjoy that. So the other day, I was thinking about back in the day when I was in med school. It just seems like forever ago now. I was thinking about some of the things that I used to do like on the day of a test or during a test, and I was so superstitious about it. Like it had to be all perfect or else like things were not gonna go right. I feel like in general, I'm not an overly superstitious person. So it was kind of weird the way I would get about exams in med school. I know that some of you are interested in medicine or are going to be in med school or are in med school, or maybe you're just interested in the weird stuff that I used to do. And so this is for you. I'm gonna tell you about these superstitions that I used to do. Maybe they'll help you on a test in the future, or maybe you'll think I'm weird. Let's go! Okay, number one, and this is actually what got me started thinking about this because it was like so extra. So I went to med school in Detroit at Wayne State, and it's like right in the middle of downtown Detroit. For most of med school, I lived at home or near home, so I had like a 15 to 20 minute drive to school. And so on test day, I had this CD that I listened to every single time that I was going in to take a test. And it was actually a CD I made in preparation for I think it was called the Home and Home Tour with Jay-Z and Eminem. And so like Detroit, Eminem, right? If you're from Detroit, you pretty much have to love Eminem. I guess that's not true, but whatever, I do. Anyways, I would start playing the CD like right when I left the house, and there were certain songs I would listen to, certain songs I would skip. It would be the same every time. But the most important part was that when I turned the corner, so like I wish I had video of this because there's this road down the middle of Detroit called Woodward. And when you turn onto it, you just see the skyline. And it's like right around the corner from my school where after I turned onto this road. As I was about to turn onto Woodward, every time I would start Lose Yourself. And you know, that song is epic. It's epic. But like this is just so extra, I can't even handle it thinking about it. So I would start it as I turned the corner and it'd be like, you know, the song would start and I would see the Detroit skyline and it would be epic. And I'm starting to get pumped for my exam. And I'm like, yeah, one shot, one opportunity, only comes once in a lifetime. And I had to do it. I did it every single time for every single test. And I never failed a test. So I have to think that it worked. So it's kind of a long song, so I would get in the parking lot and it wouldn't be over yet, and I would like listen for a little bit, get myself jacked, and then time to go rock this exam. Let's go! I don't know what's wrong with me. Everything's gonna be boring after that. These other ones are lame. I should have saved that for last. My second superstition is that the day before the exam, I had to read through all the notes. In med school, at least at my med school, we got these stacks of notes, like our course pack or whatever, and like for one unit that would be tested over, it was literally like this thick. It would be like 700 pages or something crazy like that. I'm not gonna absorb anything reading through it. At that point, I've already studied each section and tried to understand everything, but I just had to do it. I feel like it was a waste of time. I was flipping through pages. Maybe something stuck, I don't know, but I just had to do it. And it usually took the entire day, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get anything out of it besides making myself way more nervous about all the stuff I didn't know, but that's what I did. And again, I didn't fail any exams, so maybe it was good. Sometimes I wish I saved those stacks of notes, but like by the end of med school, I had just boxes of like, here we are, they're in the trash somewhere, back to the earth where they belong. Okay, third thing, and this I feel like is gonna show my age, because when I was in med school, even though it wasn't that long ago, we took exams on paper. I'm pretty sure most schools or all schools do it on the computer now. We took the exams on paper, we had a Scantron, you had to bring a pencil to fill in the bubbles. One of the things is I had to have a brand new pencil for every exam. And so we had a lot of exams in med school. And so like, I just had all these pencils around because I would get a new one every time I had to take a new exam. I still remember what they looked like. They were these Bic pencils and they came in like green, gray, read, this was a requirement. Like if I knew I was about to run out of pencils, I had to go get a new pack because I could not take an exam with a pencil that had already been used. That's bad luck. I'm gonna fail the exam. Gotta have the new pencil. This is imperative. I'm a little bit sad that you guys don't get to experience that. Like, it's just not the same on a computer as like filling in those bubbles. We are to my 4th med school exam superstition. So when I took an exam, there were tons of questions. Like, I don't know, I think usually there were 100 or more. I don't remember. So when I would go through the test for the first time, I would only answer the ones that I was very confident that I knew the answer to. And so sometimes that was a lot of them, but usually not. And so sometimes I would go through the test, and like my first time through the test, I would literally have only answered like 50% of the questions or 75% of the questions, which is like kind of terrifying. I don't even know if this one's a superstition. When I look back on it, it probably wasn't a great thing, because then I go through and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm only sure about like not even half of these. I'm gonna fail. Sometimes I do think it was helpful though, because when you first start a test, or when I first start a test, my anxiety I feel like is really high. I'm like super nervous, can't really like think level-headedly, and so I get through the whole test for the first time. I've seen all the questions, and then when I go back and reread some of the questions, sometimes I'd be like, oh yeah, I know the answer. All right, so that's it, my med school test day superstitions. If you have any special or weird things you do on exam days, leave them in the comments below because I want to read them. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. And I promise to try to get something set up in this house so I'm not sitting on the floor filming videos every time. Bye guys.